currently destroying Elden Ring PvP. It's a really good show of solidarity out of them. But it's definitely two interesting comps in front of us.
Yeah, and SBTC is pretty much destined to lose due to the ancient and undeniable law of the inverse rule of ninjas. The more ninjas you have, the less effective they are. And they have two. They have two whole ninjas. That's too many ninjas. That's one ninja too many. And also one of them is Shen support. And so Nautilus is probably like the only time I'm okay with it because you can interrupt that auto CC. And that can actually do a lot to change fight. But you don't do anything in this lane, really. So it's all going to be basically on Vinboys trying to utilize the strength of this Sire pick into Slater, and Pala just sort of being along for the ride, I feel, is that now it can sort of progress into the late game, into the mid to late game, especially if you work alongside this Emperor and 2T, who are going to be pretty effective side laners if they get any sort of a lead. So I don't mind it so much in that if they're for a 1-3-1 setup, but it's going to be rough in this early game.
I'm just looking at the Sylas. You know, I'm a bit of a Sylas player, and you always said the Sylas looks a little bit out of place, which it's true, because I kind of agree. What ult is he really keen for? Shen is really nice, because with Sylas you get a huge shield, because it does scale actually quite hard with AP. But other than that,
I imagine the perfect execution doesn't hurt.
It's not bad. Perfect execution is pretty good. But Xayah is terrible. Yeah. Xayah might be the worst ult in the game for Sylas, because he can't pull the feathers back. Kick is okay. Irelia is okay. I'm a little bit confused by the Sylas, but maybe No-Go can prove me wrong.
I mean, maybe it's just really likes the default matchup into the Akali. The perfect execution, of course. If both teams have it, both sides have it, it's sort of a moot point.
You're way mute.
You're way okay, so it's a tri-cast all of a sudden. No, so strong early lanes are going to come out for all the side Team Flash. Going to be able to get a lot of pressure on, especially insides. So it's going to be a lot of 2T trying to make up for this and let Spot try and contest on the top side. And
we actually haven't had many of these. It's been a while.
Yeah, but
VCS, you got to give VETB credit. We have had very few pauses so far this split, but we are getting one.
Here's the thing, though. Milky mentioned this earlier, so it's his fault. He jinxed it.
Most things are Milky's fault, to be fair.
I agree, but
we love him.
Okay, yeah, we haven't really had too much game to really talk about. We saw side lanes in the favor of Team Flash, 2T having the push early on in the mid lane, so that mid jungle needs to sort of work together to allow Spot to actually find means of contesting Ikigai, who should, not Ikigai, Dante, who should have a bit more control over the map right now.
Oh, we head back in, and we've got a bit of a play immediately. 2T gets chunked down low, but No-Go with no follow-up.
Yeah, Spot in the right position to collapse, but Dante has followed him down. Seems to have got the top side scuttle seems to have gone in the way of Dante, and he's probably going to grab the second crab off of bot lane pressure as well. Assuming this is only going to be a fight for lane priority and presence. And yeah, it's just a lot of pressure coming out from the side of Team Flash that is really going to get Dante off to an okay start.
Oh, they're going straight in. They want it. Maybe avenging his fallen brother in the jungle from last game, but it's not worked out as No-Go now's in trouble. Needs to slay another king. Hasn't done it quite yet. Now he needs to find a way out. 2 seconds on the W. He's just going to try and TP out. This should be close enough. Oh, no! Not again! What? He flashed?
The flash interrupted.
You can flash to cancel it?
2T.
I know you can R to cancel it. 2T, can you stop doing cross maps? It was you. It was him on Vex as well. It was him.
Exactly. 2T, master of knowing how to get out of these situations he repeatedly finds himself in. That play actually overall went kind of pretty badly for Team Flash. They did manage to trade back 1-for-1 overall, but it is first blood over to the side of SBTC, as Dante just takes so much damage early on, and Nogo is not able to really put it back in early enough. Arte coming in does dissuade the play from going too insane. But yeah, he's being followed comfortably.
I love that he's got the helicopter. He's flying.
Also, I love that it didn't do the animation probably. So instead of roly-poly, she's just walking.
Yeah. Just...
Yeah. Oh god, that's okay. We're off to a fantastic
Why is
start.
it him? Why was it him twice?
You are not 2T. Hoping they never put Snowball into Summoner's Rift. This man is because gonna take after the Great Frog and following those through to the fountain. All things considered, map control Dragon goes over to the side of Spot, finding a reset from Slater, taking advantage of that, and both of these ED carries going for that Muramana start, or at least the tier start, as the Caulfield's Hammer compared to the Dirk. So it should be a little bit more pressure coming out from Vin Boys, but Wave Shove should still realistically go on the side of Slater, just due to being able to put out more Qs.
Oh, Enper coming in, and he's got so much help as Paulette gets the taunt flash and steals the kill.
Deserved, absolutely deserved. You know, that play worked because there was only one ninja.
Oh, Dante, you're very deep here, buddy. I don't know why he thought that Raptor steal was ever safe. That was a shocker. The immediate ult steal away. Is he even going to get the teleport? He's not. He got interrupted. That's an absolute clanger of a play.
Yeah, thinks he has the opportunity, but goes for it. Probably isn't predicting Spot is on that top side alongside Paulette, so thinks he might have enough time to try and take that camp, but absolutely did not. And it's Nogo that ends up suffering for his sins, and this is a good start for SBTC. They were getting bullied a little bit, but they found some gold out of the kills. If they can keep trying to make these plays, keep unlocking Paulette to roam around, this can work out to be a very effective stance for SBTC to work through.
Yeah, and I mean this is kind of where I think Ikigai gets hard done by. Maybe he's got, a little bit of an issue with tilting or something, because hard to mentally recover after a game like Game 2, but it's a bit rough. To be Dante, I don't think he's really up to the same level. A Spot gets chunked out low.
Yeah, I'm feeling there's a reason he's starting.
Exactly. I think Ikigai is clearly better than Dante. Like, we have a whole split of footage on Dante, and none of it very impressive.
However, I don't feel Dante is necessarily bad enough that it's not too much of a drop-off, in my opinion, that it's, unreasonable that if Ikigai completely craps the bed like in that last game, you kind of go, all right, let's give this guy a shot. He's been watching the tape. He's been seeing the bird's eye view. Let's see what he can bring to the table. Yeah,
I just think that Raptors overextension.
It worked out for them last time. It was a rough mistake that time, but I think this whole game is a little bit kooky to begin with.
This is definitely a Cuckoo Bananas game. As SE have just gotten the completely uncontested Rift Herald. Flash was in absolutely no position to do anything about it, but they also lose bot lane pressure. They could try and get kills down here, but a level 6 Xayah is really under no threat from a Nautilus.
Yeah, and Kai'Sa just hanging out at the turret, so it would have been very alone had Arte gone for it. Oh, they good interrupt with that Void Seeker, so just gonna force Vinvoice to hang around a little bit longer than they want, and gonna possibly be able to utilize the small item advantage they have on this Kai'Sa.
Getting through Palette's alt shield though is quite hard. It is a lot of shielding, even at level 1.
But he can't shield himself.
It's true, but he can put up the no auto attack zone.
That's fine. That's why Kaiser is kind of okay.
Ooh.
Good hook.
That's a max range hook onto Vimboys, but they can't go under the tower. They know that there's Palette and the Feather Storm, so now Artie's in trouble. Slater had no interest in that play.
Absolutely not. That kind of leaving his support out to dry there. Spot has very much interest in this play.
Yeah, he does. He gives him the boot, Yoshino, with a good flash to save his life.
Yeah, half second on the cooldown is enough to save Yoshino's life. And this gives a lot of reprieve to the Irelia, who is struggling a lot with the lane pressure and the lane wave control, but now is able to crash a very healthy wave, pick up some towers. Yeah, even with this Herald in pocket as well, absolutely just lots of gold funnel into this Irelia, and she kind of fully realize that potential threat that she can be.
Why are we in a game 3? Because it feels like SBTC have been clearly better in game 2 and now for the beginnings of game 3. Why can't Flash play like they did in game 1? I'm confused.
Probably because they've drafted Silas. I
blame Silas for this.
I don't want to blame Silas. So Silas is not necessarily a problem on his own, but he's kind of indicative of the whole weirdness of the draft they put together. They don't really quite have that same control and ability ability to set up advantages in team fights as they have before. And even in that game 1, it was SBTC making shots.
Colette caught out. Slater takes a lot of damage, though, as they try and dive back in. Spot gets a big heal and the big shield. Flash is on the run. Artie goes back to the depths.
Yeah, and we got 2-2. All right.
Akali.
Let's play, and Spot's just still going.
Lord. Spot is still going, but it was the 3 talent strike came in just in time. Yoshino, he gets Irelia'd.
Yeah, just too much mobility, cannot get away at all, and Dante and Slater, they have to be fairly careful. Palette can be pretty effective in this dive here. No, that's gotta be fine. Gotta walk away, and just across the board, it's SBTC killing the plays, making the shots. Here we are. We're going to see this 1v1. What actually happens here? And I think it's going to be the standard case of
execution. Oh, that's so well played by 2T. That was lovely.
Yeah.
He dodged everything.
Managing to use that Shuriken flip to dodge the abilities is actually really nuts. Good play out of him. Looking very good on the Sakali. Nogo not looking great with this counter pick. And yeah, it's been SBTC calling a lot of the shots, but they have not been able to. They just simply weren't able to convert in game 1. There's not much we need to say about this one. Irelia.
Yeah, I mean, Irelia kick W, yeah, that's basically it. Not a lot Yoshino could do there, but it was smart the way he hid the E over the wall near the Gromp. So I guess we can give Enpa credit for that one.
Yeah, I mean, look, he is playing it well enough to execute on these things, and he has shown over the course of the series that these carry counter picks are definitely within his wheelhouse and something that you have to consider. You can't just fall back to these blind range top laners time and time again. Nard has been completely beaten. Now we're trying the Jace, and Jace is getting kind of dumped as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's already got the Blade of the Ruin King for Irelia. We know that Irelia is full build at Vamp Scepter, so adding the rest of the item is just icing on the cake. Not to mention the fact that this bot lane is going so well for SE. Palette has been really fantastic on the Shen. Artie, he's in trouble. He's fairly tanky on the Nautilus if he can hit any CC, which he should be able to pretty easily, but I mean, I don't even like calling in the TP. It's not even going to land.
Oh, no.
Another shocker.
They teleported to the tower. I think
I'm going to be
They could've
honest.
teleported
I'm
to a
going to be
minion.
honest. I think he's lucky that he went to the tower. I think if he goes to a minion, he dies.
Possibly. It's all just, yeah, everything's coming up SBTC at the moment. I must commend Paulette. The main complaints I have with Shen is you have no lane, and Paulette just completely ignored that and went and just left as soon as possible. Went to top lane, found a kill, hung around the jungles and found some more kills, and came back, and the lane was over by the time he returned. So very, very good to see from Paulette actually utilizing the Shen in a way that makes it a worthwhile pick. But all this pressure on the bot side, Team Flash are going to be able to convert that into a Rift Herald of their own. Maybe they can look to burst open some of these objective bounties, get some gold back onto their team. Slater is probably the best target right now. He's still fairly close to Vinboys, just those boots really being the big difference maker.
Yeah. And I mean, I also think part of the Shen issue is made up by going this Lothardi Xayah. She's so strong in lane that you don't necessarily need a super strong support, because you throw out those double daggers and do far more damage than you have any right to. And Vinboys has played it really well. This is actually a bit of a statement game for Vinboys, or statement 2 games, I should say. As he was great in the last game. So far, he's looking really good on the Xayah. He's someone that I know you always had a lot of problems with, as Paulette is walking forward but gets Everfrosted, gives him a spam dance, but SE just keeps on sieging.
Yeah, I mean, we have to say, Celebrity's been around the block for a long time, so looking to build up a rookie, maybe he's
Dante.
All it quits shortly. So finding a good replacement, Vinboys. I've been critical of him. He looked very bad in his debut on Burst the Sky in the promotion tournament around spring. But he's steadily improved. He seems to have improved, and he's really shown up this series. And we now have to consider him as actually viable. It's not just inting if you don't run Celebrity.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't really been following their SEA games. I think are they playing Celebrity in SEA games? I'm sure if Beast is around, he can let us know. Because I think Celebrity's still really good. It would be a shame to have his career end with a bit of a whimper. As in goes Spot, he gets the Paulette ult on top of his head as well. Stole it away, Irelia ult there by No-Go, but it hits a whole lot of nothing. They do a lot of damage to Spot, but it's not lethal, and it's just going to be kills coming in for the chickens. And Vinboys arrives. He's the biggest chicken of them all. As they move in, throw out the feathers, he picks up that kill from long range.
We're just seeing the gold advantage put to work here, and 2T is just hanging out. He's clearing towers. He's doing his own thing, and he's gonna crash this wave into this inhibitor tower and probably get to pick up some sort of farm on the way out if he so chooses. Yep, gonna find these Krogs, gonna take those Krogs, and it's a huge play out of pretty much everyone here, being able to block so much CC, so much damage early, and then this big double taunt that comes out of Paulette saves Spot's life and lets Irelia keep hammering in the damage onto Dante. And then, look, Yoshino, you cannot escape the wrath of Enpa and Vinboys. Now 2 teammates have overstayed.
Yeah, and now the Silas does have the perfect execution, and it's a good flash to dodge it of his own. Needs to be very careful here. 2T could dance back forward if he wants to, but he's just on the run at the moment. I think he makes it to his tower before anything comes out. Yep, great shuriken. Great shuriken.
So close. Yes, so close. Dashing back in a straight line is very ballsy to do, but
scary.
It pays off. Yeah. That is one of the few times where I'm actually saying, hey, maybe that should have hit Nautilus. Anyway, gets out. Almost picks up the kill on No-Go, but yeah, misses that second perfect execution. But that drawn pressure, that damage dealt means that they do want to reset, and this opens up this dragon option for SBTC. It's Cloud, so it's not the biggest loss for Team Flash overall, but it does mean that chase down potential of Enpa and 2T as time goes on. It's going to get real scary.
Yeah, for sure. And Npod once again jumps in. Dante trying to lay down the CC. They should be able to do it. Never mind, the Shen ult buys so much time. Paulette wants to turn it around onto Yoshino. There's a little bit of shielding from the Jace's Eclipse. They get that first kill, and Silas gets the second. That was a close run race, but Flash crossed the line.
Yeah, in a 2v2, I feel that probably falls the way of SBTC, but No-Go is there on the teleport to tip the balance in the favor of Team Flash, so they pick up 2, they pick up a tower as well, and this is a nice bit of gold injection. It brings the gold back to around 6,000, which is still a lot pre-Baron, as Baron is going to spawn just now. But yeah, it's a nice play. It shows that there's still signs of life from Team Flash. They are not willing to just roll over and die.
Yeah, and that's good. That's the one thing that I think a lot of people don't like when they watch the VCS. We have this replay coming in, is that teams just will fight till the end. And sometimes it makes them look silly.
And it actually times out that hammerback from Yoshino. It times out extremely well that Paulette and Emperor are very well quite separated, and pretty much immediately the moment the Shen lands, and they're able to just take 2 individual 1v1s or a 1v1 and a 2v1 and pretty much split this as this side lane play is just happening again and again. They really want to punish Emperor.
Ooh, they're really going onto this under the tower. It works out. Dante just gets that triumph heal, but they're just going to pull the trigger on the Baron. I don't think Flash reads this. Oh no, pings are coming down. But can they actually do anything about it?
Yeah, teleport on Yoshino, but Dante's gonna gonna be kind of rough for getting him there. If Tutti can find a good assassination on someone like Slater, it completely denies the play.
They have to get in. It's getting lower and lower. They have to blow Spot up. Because he's the smite, of course. Baron secured. Flash, you need to do something here, or you just lose out so big. They lose Artie as well. Oh no, Marby, they didn't pull the trigger. This is the opposite of what I wanted. I wanted it flung at the wall, not smeared everywhere. As Spot tags up No-Go, they're just going to try and deny some back so they can bring in the reinforcements. And oh no, Team Flash, this is a horrible misread of the situation.
They do not try anything. They do not. Okay, Spot.
Oh,
come on, buddy.
Spot.
Oh no.
They even missed the Flash taunt.
And all in all, you lost the Baron. You lost the 4v5. Emperor actually decided he wasn't needed. He teleported straight back to bot lane upon spawn. So this waves have been set up to crash comfortably in a way that lets them get a free reset, and they can move, and SBTC can now move and just try and set up what siege they have. It's not great considering they are 4 melees and Desire, but they do have fantastic side lane pressure. So if they can just keep this mid wave shoved well enough, keep these side laners comfy, they should be able to at least do some significant damage to the towers of Flash.
Now, Marby. SE are currently playing a very good game 3. They played a very good game 2. Flash have now, assuming this game goes as it should, lost to SE, who are 1-4. But they do look a lot better than a 1-4 team. And BTS. What has happened to them?
I wish I
know it's a hard question.
Because, so BTS seem to have sort of found their resurgence again, and sort of we can maybe say when we take game context into it that they were just sort of slacking, taking the time off and relaxing. So I'm gonna hold that. Oh no. Yeah,
Yoshino's in a lot of trouble. He gets hunted down. No-Go comes in and steals away the kick, gives it to him. Breaks some ribs, but look at the mid lane. They've already broken the inhib tower. There's 3 of them here. The inhibitor itself will fall. And Flash are just getting split open like me on a Saturday night as they are just in so much trouble as 2T dives on in, gets the kill. No-Go goes low, hit by the feathers. And that's just the thing.
Yeah, they don't even give us time to think. They just crack open the team fight. It looked great on the topside spot, and Emperor drawing so much attention. It meant meant the rest fell to the side of SBTC. That hook from Mate was not what they wanted.